Ubisoft gets too much hate as a developer. Their publishing tactics can be a little iffy. But to illustrate how they get too much hate, I just want to take a look back at a handful of their last major releases and talk about how good they were in retrospect. First off, we have Star Wars Outlaws. Now, I understand that the hate that this got for the forced stealth sections, but outside of that, this was a damn good open world game. Kay Vess's story was amazing, and ND5 is an all-time great character. The environments and world were really fun, and it addressed a lot of the issues that people had with Starfield. It still baffles me how this game didn't perform better. Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, widely regarded as one of the best games of last year. To a lot of people, this should have been a Game of the Year contender. Skull and Bones, ass. Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, it's basically Far Cry with an Avatar coat of paint. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. It's a little stale at this point, sure, but it's still damn fun. It just needs a little zhuzh, a little more. Still, this is not a bad game. Assassin's Creed Mirage. This was a damn good game considering that it started off as an Assassin's Creed Valhalla DLC. I'm not a big Valhalla fan, I think it's a fine game, but they were able to pull from the scraps of that game to make one of the most traditional Assassin's Creeds we've had in the last 10 years. The Crew Motorfest, an amazing racing game and probably the nearest equivalent to Forza Horizon. Huge car selection, absolutely beautiful map, and the only complaint that I personally have with this game is that the mirrors don't work when you're in cockpit view. Far Cry 6, basically the same critique as Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. In this case, I will add on that the story was a bit corny, I'll give it that. But it's still a fun game. The fact that the Far Cry formula is getting stale doesn't mean that the existing titles are bad games. Our want for more doesn't negate what we already have, and what we already have is at least, at bare minimum, a solid fucking game. Riders Republic, one of the most comprehensive ultimate sports games ever at this point. Sure, the controls can be a little wonky, but this has almost every extreme sport you could want. And honestly, it does all of those extreme sports justice. I don't get how a studio that's only released one truly bad big budget game in the last 10 years can be looked at as poorly as Ubisoft is. I'm not a shill, this is not rage bait, this is just genuine frustration and my true opinions on these games.